All right, let's dive into something we all struggle with. How do you stay calm when everything around you feels like chaos? Today, we're going to explore a really powerful but surprisingly simple way to reboot your mind inspired by some timeless wisdom. Let's get right into it. So, have you ever noticed this? It's kind of strange, right? You can be driving, totally at peace, your mind is quiet, you're just observing. But then, the second you sit down at your desk, bam, the pressure's on, and your mind just starts racing a mile a minute. It's such a common paradox. So, what is really going on here? Well, it turns out the answer has nothing to do with driving or with work. Nope, it's all about two completely different ways our mind can operate. Let's break down this paradox of the two minds. I mean, the contrast here is night and day. When you're driving, you've got the driving mind. You're in a state of pure observation. You're just playing a role, you know? You're not attached to a specific outcome. But the work mind, oh, that's where we get tangled up. It's attached, it's obsessed with results, and that obsession creates this whole cycle of identifying with the outcome, which leads to delusion and, you guessed it, a whole lot of suffering. And here's the crucial insight, the real game changer. The problem isn't the work itself. We are the source of our own stress. It's this internal friction, this completely useless mental effort we create by trying to force things and rush what's already happening. This quote just nails it perfectly. Think about it. Life is like a train, and it's already moving, it's already heading to its destination. And our stress at work? That's us, sprinting down the aisle of that moving train, thinking we're gonna get there faster. It's totally pointless, and all it does is leave us completely exhausted. Okay, so if we're just needlessly running inside this train, how do we learn to just sit down and enjoy the ride? Well, the solution is actually pretty simple. It's not about some huge, complicated effort. It's more like a quick software update for your mind. Now, the traditional name for this practice is Mangalacharan. I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but don't let the name intimidate you. This is not some complex ritual. At its heart, it's just a simple, conscious choice to reset your mental state, to intentionally move from that foggy ignorance to a state of clarity and wisdom. Let's put this in today's terms. Just think of it like rebooting your computer when it gets slow and buggy. Every single morning gives you a chance to shut down all those glitchy default programs of anxiety and worry and start fresh with a clean, updated operating system. And the update command? It's as simple as this. It's an invocation. It's a way of just opening yourself up to a bit of grace. Instead of wrestling with your anxiety and trying to fight it, you're simply asking for an update. You're letting go of your ego and making space for a much clearer perspective to come through. So, what does this mental update actually do? Well, it fundamentally changes the foundation of your day. It shifts your mind's default setting from a constant feeling of shortage to a feeling of total support. Imagine your mind as a phone that's booting up every morning. That very first app that loads, it sets the tone for everything else. So, is it an app that's just screaming, "Hurry up, you're already behind, worry"? Or is it something a little bit calmer? Because that first thought literally dictates your inner reality for the rest of the day. And you can really see the two operating systems in action here. The default OS, that's like being stranded in a desert. It runs on a mindset of shortage. Never enough time, never enough money, never enough energy. But the updated OS, that's like floating down a peaceful river. It starts from a place of support. This underlying belief that, hey, life is actually on your side. And look, this isn't just about feeling good. The benefits are incredibly practical. When you're operating from a supported mindset, you're not constantly just reacting to stress anymore. And that gives you the mental clarity to make way better choices, the resilience to bounce back when things go wrong, and just that inner calm to go through your day with a sense of purpose. So this leads us to the most profound skill that this whole practice helps you develop. It's the ability to tell the difference between the chaos in your mind and the part of you that's just witnessing it. It's about finally answering the question, are you the knower? So just take a second and ask yourself this. In a moment of real stress, when anxiety or anger pops up, who are you in that moment? Are you that tangled mess of emotions? Or are you that calm center that's left after you hit reboot? This brings us to a huge distinction. On one side, you have the known. That's all the content of your mind, the storm of thoughts, feelings, sensations that's always changing. But on the other side, you have the knower. That's the clear sky. It's the context where the storm happens. It's that steady, unchanging awareness that's just observing everything. That is your true self. Once you really truly get this, everything changes. You realize you are not the anxiety. You are the one who is aware of the anxiety. That simple little separation creates an immediate space of peace. It gives you the power to watch the internal drama without getting swept away by it.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? The storms of thought and emotion, they're always going to pass through. But you are the vast open sky in which they happen. And the sky is never, ever harmed by the storm. It just remains, witnessing it all.
So this leaves us with one final question to think about. The way you begin your day really determines which version of you is going to be in charge. Is it going to be that default OS of shortage and stress? Or are you going to choose a conscious reset? How will you boot up your mind tomorrow?